Wow. Look at these faces, man.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. What have you guys been up to, man? I've been in Japan, which we'll talk about, but what have you guys been up to the last 2.5 weeks?
Actually, last weekend, I went to see an apartment. We're not buying yet, but we wanted to go and check it.
Moving up.
On my way back, there was a terrace open, first terrace of the season. Sun was shining. Sat there, enjoyed the sun, had a couple beers. So I would say life is pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow, lucky you. I've been suffering with 40-year-old wisdom tooth growth.
Oh,
That's been some weird shit. Then, they wanted to take my shit out, and I was like, fuck that. But I've been good. A lot of work, family, winter, the whole nine. But, happy to be back. I've missed a couple of episodes, because I haven't been feeling well.
did you guys film an episode last week?
No, we didn't.
Unfortunately.
Okay, we didn't know.
People have been wondering if TK abandoned us or we kicked him out or anything.
They kicked
was
me
just
out, and I had to come back begging, like, guys, take me back.
First of all, we want to apologize to the people that if you hear some background. We are live at a bar. So that is the whole concept of this, is that, we go to different bars and restaurants. So if you hear some background noise, then just, it's cool.
Yeah.
We try talking to the microphone. And
It's the ambiance.
But
Yes, ambiance.
talking about that, in which bar are we?
What bar are we? We are in Old Mates.
Yeah. My first time here.
I know.
Yeah.
I think when I first heard about this place open, was it 4 years ago, right? 4 years ago.
Where is it?
Yeah, but my to me, it's like other side of town for me.
Yeah.
But
It's walking
but
distance from my place.
but I walked here like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my god,
It's like other side of town.
other side of town. Yeah. So we have our special guest today. You want to introduce yourself?
Yep, thank you, Tam.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Juuso. I work for the company behind Old Mates and also Hiku. So the company behind these two bars is the same. And we actually have this Tampere Old Mates and also one in Levi and Turku.
Okay.
So there's 3 Old Mates and 6
Just like us, 3 old
Yeah,
mates.
3 old mates.
Plus 1 young one.
Yeah. And who are these old mates? Like, is there like a story behind the name?
No, not actually, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should make one up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
we should.
Yeah,
we definitely should.
Yeah.
Like, a legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy. Yeah.
It was so funny. It was like there was some 3 old dudes sitting somewhere. I'm like, fuck it, let's just start a bar, and we called it Old Mates.
3 old Finns.
Yeah.
But yeah. As Tam said, Tampere Old Mates has been open for 3.5 years. 4 years coming this December.
Okay.
So we opened like right after the Corona pandemic.
Was this the first concept, Old Mates? Or
Actually, there was one in Levi
okay.
before, and in Levi we had some water damage in the bar, so we had to redo it completely.
Yeah.
And before it, we made the Tampere one. So now, actually, Tampere is like the benchmark for all of the Old Mates.
Yeah.
So the style is the same, and
Yeah. All the concept are
concept is the same, and the menus are very similar. I think that you guys already tasted some bits and pieces from the menu.
Yes. What did we have?
We had the all day breakfast, my favorite.
Which one's your favorite?
The all day breakfast.
All day breakfast, yeah. Which for us, it's kind of like a full English, I would say.
Yeah,
it's full English.
absolutely.
Yeah. Full English kind of style.
Yeah.
It has tomatoes, sweet or tomatoey.
Yeah, grilled tomato.
Or in the beans I'm talking about.
beans.
Oh, the beans.
Beans,
Yeah.
it's the sweet beans.
I like the tomato, man.
Yeah.
I don't like the sweet ones, so
Yeah.
this was a nice one for me.
Yeah. And then, as we talked earlier with the chef, the fish, the fish and chip sandwich we ordered, the cod sandwich, was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
That was like probably the most unique one.
And on the menu, that's a fish hot dog?
Fish hot dog, yeah.
Fish hot
Fish
dog.
Yeah. Just call it fish sandwich.
Yeah. That's so American.
But then you wouldn't have ordered it. Yeah. Fish sandwich wouldn't have caught your eye.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And then the pie, that was a bit of a Finnish shepherd's pie kind of thing.
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
yeah.
Quite good.
Gamey, yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I like the gaminess.
If you like game meat, I think that was a really one.
If you like
Really,
game
really
meat,
good one.
Game meat.
Gaming. Up to you, man. Either way, just order that one.
And it had reindeer meat and lamb in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
Oh, it's game.
Game.
Game
meat.
We don't know
Yeah.
about lamb.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so
no.
it could be anything.
Like wild lambs.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe some wild rabbits running around. I know.
Those kangaroo-looking rabbits.
Yeah. Kangaroo-looking rabbit.
They're huge, man.
Yeah.
So, Juuso, would you say your position here? Are you like kind of like the GM manager? Or what
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of do?
Well, actually, like I'm operational manager, like for the whole thing, all the ihkus and old mates
Oh, okay.
restaurants. Yeah. So I don't like I have like 15 years almost experience behind the bar, and nowadays mainly in the back office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasting away.
Yeah, that's good. I think when I've known you for probably like almost like 7-8 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you come up to this position? How did you start off your career in Tampere?
Well, I started like when I was finishing my studies in Tampere. I started to work at bars, like first just buzzing tables and then behind the bar, and made my way up from there, like shift manager and then restaurant manager, and worked my way up, as you can say.
Yeah.
Are you originally from Tampere?
No, I've lived in Tampere for 16 years.
Okay. You're from where? Are you from?
A bit north,
Okay.
like a small town in like Pohjanmaa,
Okay. Yeah.
small town called Vimpeli.
Okay. Nice.
Let me see your pocket knife.
I was trying hard not to make that joke.
No. That's good. It looks like you have a nice vibe going on over here. Your proximity to the university. I'm assuming you get a lot of students, and your proximity to Nokia Arena.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it gets super busy, right? When it's
Yeah,
game night.
on game days,
Yeah.
it's really busy.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really matter if it's Ilves or Tappara playing, because we haven't really like chosen a side.
Yeah. Even though your colors are black and gold.
Yeah. And we actually at the beginning we didn't get that much students, but then we've made our research and done some work just to get their attention, and now we're getting quite good.
Yeah.
Like because it's so close to the university. that,
True.
like right now there is a student group behind us
Yes, if you can't tell.
having a pub quiz.
Yeah. That's nice.
It's also a great location. I used to work around the corner here in this brick building, and it's a great location. I didn't know you had lunch, so I think that's. I remember everything being packed here usually for lunch, so I think that's a really good.
Yeah,
Thing to have.
on some days the lunch is really busy. Like we have our lunch like served on a plate, so we don't have a buffet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what sets us apart from most of the other restaurants in the area.
Thank you. So sick of buffets.
So we get quite a good like turn up daily for the lunch, and it's a good thing that there's like so many small businesses around, and many startups and stuff like that. So that helps a lot.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, right next to Platform 6, which is Tampere's little startup hub over here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
Oh,
really
really?
good. Oh, yeah, it's just
Yeah,
down
it's
the street.
right there.
Yeah. It's really good. Yeah.
So, like, one thing I want to talk about, because you went to Japan with me,
Uh-huh.
with me and Kimo.
Yes,
That's what you
yes,
guys
we did.
did.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Actually, like, I was on my leave for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and then I decided to come and visit you guys.
Yeah.
You had actually already been there for a week.
Yeah.
When I got there, but it was
Yeah.
a fun trip.
Yeah. What was your first impression when you stepped into, let's say, the Shinjuku, the train station, which is the largest train station in the world.
Yeah, when I got off the bus from the airport to Shinjuku, well, first impression is like this place is huge.
Yeah.
Like I've been to some of the big cities in Europe,
Yeah.
Paris and London and Berlin, but they're still nothing compared to like the sheer amount of people.
Yeah.
there.
One thing amazing about Japan is that a country with that many, 35 million people, like in media and surrounding area, but everything just works. Everything's clean. Everybody's like orderly. The streets were pristine. The cars were like you mentioned. The cars. Every car there was so clean.
Yeah.
It's like you just stepped off the, even after the rain, and then the cars are like just next thing you know, it's just like spotless.
Wow.
Yeah, like it could be like a 1970s car or like a new car.
Yeah.
It was just like,
That's
man,
nice.
so amazing. yeah. And like, did you see the difference in like we went to a couple places, like a izakaya where like we have small bites and you eat, and do you ever think that how come Finnish culture can't be like that sometimes? Why is it so different?
Well, I think like the main reason it's like in Finland it has been like so strict about the way we because like we eat together as a family and family style meals
Yeah.
more than something quick on.
Yeah. Because this guy every day is like, what should we eat? Meat on a stick.
Yeah,
Steelers.
or a soup.
Yeah.
It was always like soup or a meat on a stick.
Yeah, meat on a stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's when you guys are traveling. We were talking a bit about this before starting to record. Are you the kind of person that just goes and tries everything, or do you go just for the touristic kind of like the things that are typical? What's your usual style of traveling?
I like to keep things a bit more authentic, if possible. Like I do enjoy the now and then like touristic stuff, but as we saw the one day we went to that huge temple,
Yeah.
there was loads of people. So that
Yeah.
it's cool to see those places, but the amount of tourists, it's just not that fun.
Yeah.
So if you can like get in touch with the locals, make some new friends like we did,
Yeah.
and get them to show their side of their hometown or home country or anything like that. So that's like the coolest thing about traveling.
That's probably the best way to find like really cool things, right? Because
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
if you stick to a touristic, it's a
Yeah.
nice trip,
Yeah, like
but you
the-
don't get to see the real.
Yeah, the little food stalls like right next to like main attraction areas. Yeah, those are all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in Japan's defense, because the last time we went to a temple, I did try the food, and it still is very good. But the price is like double.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because they know
yeah.
the tourists. Are close.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to figure out like from the visit that you did now, you've been there before. You've
Yeah, I
been
went
to
to
Japan
last
before.
year also.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
do the same cities or did you do like different locations? and stuff?
We did same. No. Actually, me and Kimo, we went to different cities. Sendai and Fukushima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went to like little smaller towns.
Okay.
And by small, I mean like 10 million.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's still like a whole country.
Yeah.
And any marked differences between where you've been before and where you went this time?
Just the amount of people. Yeah. But I think both in Sendai and Fukushima, just two real quick stories. In Sendai, we went to this bar. Kimo has a good nose for sniffing out like these little dive bars, right?
Yeah.
That you're like, you know what? Let's go there. It'd be like one sign, one little light bulb. And he's like, I have a hunch. So we went in there, and it's this old rockabilly guy, Japanese guy. Didn't speak a lick of English, but the customer spoke English, So we sat there, sang karaoke, and he was like, the 3,000 yen, you could drink all night. 3,000 yen is like $18. You could drink all night, right? So me and Kimo looked at each other. I guess we're not going back tomorrow. 'Cause the original plan was to go back the next morning,
Yeah.
but we left it open.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend one more day. So we looked at each other. I guess we're spending one more day here.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there singing karaoke, and the guy that we met is just like the guy was just so welcoming. He was there with his mom and his mom's sister, and their grandmother had just passed away, so they were celebrating life. Yeah. So we're singing karaoke, and we came to pay a bill, and the guy was like, "In Japan, it's me, no,
Yeah.
The guy, no bill." We're like, no, no, dude, you know me, all you can drink. I had like 10, Jaeger for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't let us pay, but finally, me and Kimo, we had to shove money into his hand,
Okay.
And then the other guy translated. It's like, you know what? This is such a small town. We don't get a lot of foreigners.
Okay.
And you guys made tonight like a pleasant night.
special one.
Like
Yeah.
little things like that, dude.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, that was Fukushima.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Sendai, we walked past the place, and then Kimo was like, "Oh, this place looks pretty cool." Because when Mayatalo, they got the little the orange thing. Yeah. So Kimo saw that. He's like, "Let's go in." So we went in. Again, the guy didn't speak a lick of English, right? But we're like, Google Translate. He's like, "What are you guys doing here?" "Oh, we have a ramen restaurant." He's like, "Oh." He closed down his shop and he took us to a ramen restaurant in his van, like 15, 20 minutes away.
Okay.
And this place is like in the countryside.
Yeah.
And it was packed full. There's like absolutely no cameras inside. Like, there's like we were the only people that were like tourists there.
Yeah.
So he took us there. Of course, we paid for his thing, and then he's like, "Oh," and then Google Translate. "What are you guys doing next?" "Oh, we want to go to a bar." Took us to a bar,
Yeah.
but the bar was full. So he had the guy call another bar and made reservations for us.
Wow.
So we went to that bar, and it was like a sushi bar, and we're like, "Oh my god, dude! Like, we can't say no, right? It's impossible to say no."
Nah.
Because he's like, yeah, he's gonna join us, right? But he doesn't drink, so he sat there, and then we told him, "Hey, you can go to work," because he had a shop to open, and we'll drink and we'll meet up later. Yeah, so we did that. And we met up later, and it's like that's how generous. We thought we were gonna get murdered by a yakuza. We're driving Fukushima. We're like, where the fuck are we going?
Wow.
Sometimes it's like I'm getting killed, but I'm getting free drinks.
Yeah, it's like, man, I might as well be twisted when I get.
Yeah. So bottom line, man, everybody went. The Japanese people, man, they're so, especially Finnish people. You talk about like movement and every time they
Actually, like they're really welcoming.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, there's a lot. Before I went to Japan, I've heard like lots about how Japanese people are actually like pretty racist, and they're not so welcoming. Like they have their own term for it, like gaijin, or outsider,
foreigner,
Yeah.
or white boy, basically.
Yeah. But I think like literally, it's like outsider.
Yeah.
You're someone not from Japan, so you're on like. But what I experienced was like totally different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were really welcoming, even if like, and that's another thing that surprised me is that even the young people don't really speak English in Japan.
Yeah.
Some do, but most don't.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have like a common language, they're still like really welcoming.
Hospitality.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like one thing I learned is after talking to Masa, because like when we went to the countryside, like Fukushima, we the restaurants, because you can tell, because in Tokyo, some of the restaurants they have some words in English, like free Wi-Fi, at least something. But you go to these other places, no English at all, right? And you walk in, and some even says, "Please do not go in without a Japanese person." And it's not because they're racist; it's because they're intimidated.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want to come off as like any kind of miscommunication.
Yeah. Actually,
so that's why a couple times like we learned from the first time we went to Japan. Like the Kimo walks in first, they're like, if I walk in first, they're like, okay. And then I'll be like, "Oh, it's okay." They're like, "Oh," then like.
When they're like, this guy.
They're like, man, they already know, time.
Well, once they welcome you, they can't say no.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But if they say, is she a Westerner, they can say,
No,
"Oh,
yeah. I actually saw like a clip the other day. There was an African guy. I think he lived in Japan or in China or something, and he was saying that for the longest time, he felt out of place and felt discriminated against until he had a conversation with the mayor of the town that he used to live in. And the mayor of the town told him that, no, it's not that people don't like you or anything. It's just that it is such an honor thing to be welcoming fully.
Yeah.
So the inability to communicate can actually cause so much stress that they'd rather avoid it than to put themselves in a situation where they can't do it the right way. Then they feel like they've under-delivered. And in an honor-based society, I can completely get that, right? So it's all about just kind of like understanding local cultures and understanding communication and stuff like that. It's
In a
really
way,
interesting.
I think it's similar to like some Finns that I talk to when they're afraid to speak English. They think their English is bad, but their English is really good.
It's really good,
But they say no, like when Finnish people, we want to really perfect it. If we want to do it, we want to do it right. That's why when I try speaking Finnish, to them, they're like, just speak English.
Just forget about it.
Just forget about it. But do you remember? We were in somewhere outside Tokyo. Oh, so again, we saw this little bar, and it's like a restaurant. The izakaya restaurant. We looked inside, nothing but, you could tell it was all locals, right? Go in there. Didn't speak English, but then a customer got up and came to our table. It was like, guy had a vest on, a suit on. I'm sorry, I'm going to help you with your food.
Okay.
So he helped order for us, for the kitchen staff. And the kitchen staff, and they were awesome too, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I buy you a beer? No, that's okay, it's okay. You know,
Wow,
like,
that's nice.
Yeah, so he checked up on us. Everything okay? Do you guys? I was like, that's a, they were like, they probably haven't seen a Westerner there in like, while.
It's an interesting experience of
Yeah.
something so new that they're like, this guy's gonna get it wrong. I'm
Yeah.
gonna help him.
Yeah. And like most other countries, you get robbed, right? Yeah.
They were like,
Well, I'm thinking about it in Mexico. And people are a lot like that as well, that they will try to help you.
Yeah.
But you also get people who are like, so you don't speak the language.
Yeah.
Oh, here, man, I'll help you.
yeah. People will always try.
I have a question, because I haven't asked this from a Finnish person. You said people would approach you and be like surprised that you were Finnish.
Yeah.
For me as a Mexican, when I travel, and even here a few years ago when I moved to Finland, when people find out you're from Mexico, they're always like, oh, chicharito and football and tequila and fiesta and these kind of things, right?
Yeah, stereotype.
When people hear that you're Finnish, for example, in Japan, what do people usually talk about?
Yeah.
No. Sauna.
Sauna is like that's the
number one.
Yeah, that's the number one. Like, obviously, Moomin. That's a big thing. But I actually think that it has been like bigger. Like there's a generation which are about our age group ish. But there's a generation in Japan that Moomin was a big thing. Like the younger people there, that's not that big.
Yeah.
But the one thing is like sauna.
Yeah. Every time when these guys say sauna, say from
Finland.
Finlando, they're like, oh, sauna. And there's somebody who say Quitos. Yeah, so something like they know Quitos. Yeah.
I remember in my old job that I used to have here in Tampere, there used to be a lot of Japanese tourists that would come for the Moomin Museum. And it was such a thing that people just were like, popping, no, we're here, but they wouldn't really be looking for advice or anything. They would be like, oh, okay, wait, there's multi-language people here, then let's just find out what else is going. Then they would come to the church, to Domkyrkan, Tuomiokirko, and stuff like that. So like this, I think the fascination with of Japanese culture with Finnish culture, not only regarding Moomins, but sauna, marimeko as well.
Huge,
Right?
And
then just like this winter wonderland, it's like a real thing. It's a real thing. And there's similarities between,
There's so
Japanese
many
and Finnish
similarities.
culture.
Yeah, we saw a shop that specializes in Moomin, but they have like Japan exclusive ones, Yeah, I think Gimo bought a couple of them, but I have no interest in them. But
Well, the thing is that for me, for example, I also have Mexican friends who have visited, and they're super excited, and they go to the Finnish museum, and they're like, "Oh, you're not excited about Moomins?" It's like I never saw them. Like they were not a thing in Mexico. I don't know where those guys saw them.
Yeah.
They probably have cable. They were
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That was actually one of the only cartoons that we had on the public TV channel in Zimbabwe when I was growing up. But I didn't understand Moments. I think I've probably told this story before. It was like the only cartoon that didn't have music in the background. Because, I mean, if you compare to Voltron, Rude Dog and the Dweeb and everything else, and then you have this one cartoon that is calm as hell. And it stood out because there was nothing else, right? Like, that was like that.
I've never seen a movie. I thought it was just like a toy.
Oh,
It's actually a cartoon?
Yeah, it's a
I
cartoon.
had no idea. I thought it was just like a plush toy.
Yeah.
Because in Japan, those are popular also, just like
Yeah.
those plush toys. Yeah.
But okay, so after your trip, you guys are restaurateurs. Like you're in the restaurant business. You go through all of these restaurants, bars, food, everything. What is the one thing from this trip that you would bring back to Finland? If you could, just like this one thing needs to be here.
This is a biggie one.
It doesn't mean that you would make it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
something that you would like to see here.
Yeah.
Honestly, the little machines where you sing karaoke from,
Yeah, those were
Little
really cool. Yeah,
machines?
yeah.
Like, what do they look like?
it's like this.
Like an
Yeah,
like a pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pick the song from it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then of course there's like a center unit behind the bar.
Yeah.
And then you just like sing from there. I mean, the bar is as small as like these two tables combined.
Wow.
Yeah, and at the karaoke
Yeah,
bar would be the same thing, you know. Like, I think that's just the coolest thing. You know? Yeah. Just the little things like that, man. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, like, we do have some systems about the same
Yeah.
in Finland, but it's still not the same.
Yeah,
they,
not the
they
same.
had like, you could see that they're not the newest technology, but they work.
Yeah.
It works.
Really,
Yeah,
it's really
yeah.
good. Actually, one thing I would like we talked about it with you and Kimmo on the trip, that it would never work in Finland. Oh, it could,
Yeah.
but like the small bars
Yeah.
that you can find like in Golden Guy,
Yeah.
like bars so small that they have the bar and then it seats like 6 to 7 people,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You fit 10, 15 people in there max. So it'd be like 7 seats, and then you could stand behind like another like 5 or 6 people. Yeah.
I think there's only been one of those kind of here in Tampere. Remember the place that used to be by the train station?
Oh,
They used to sell like
Buffalo?
the
Is it
Dutch.
a Buffalo
I
bar?
don't remember. It was like a lot of Dutch beers and stuff. It was like tiny, but it
remember
maybe
that?
fit like 15, 20 people.
It's where Ville and Vinnet.
Oh, you mean the
Is it Buffalo? No.
no the
The guy had
Cano Club?
Yeah. You get in there, something club. The guy had a cowboy hat on all the time.
Yeah, that was a classic in some. It hasn't been there for like
Since before
at,
COVID.
at least almost 10 years. But
Yeah, because I moved here 8 years ago and I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with 10 years, and it was there for like the first 1 or 2 years I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It was really nice,
there.
actually.
Yeah. Something club. Yeah.
It was really nice.
Blues Club.
Yeah, something like that.
That
It
right?
was
It's
like
like the
blues
blues,
club or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
something bluesy.
Blues
And they used to
bar
sell like
club,
really rare like Dutch beers and stuff. Before you could find them in Alko.
Yeah.
That bar had like really like you
Yeah.
know. But hey, as tradition dictates, gentlemen,
Right.
before we continue with this conversation,
Cheers,
cheers
guys.
to another podcast episode, and cheers to our guests.
Thanks for having us
Yeah,
here.
man, and cheers to old mates.
Pretty sure it's called a blues.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows Jack
Blues
Jack is better.
I had to Google it
Warm.
because
Yeah.
and now I'm ashamed I don't remember it because I've been there. Well, maybe that's the reason I don't remember it. But the whole name of the place was Blues Bar Gobi Desert Canoe Club.
Exactly.
Yes.
Blues Bar, Gobi Desert Canoe Club. Yeah. That was a nice
That
one.
was a nice place.
It was. Yeah.
Of course, like me, the one thing I liked about that I want to bring back is smoking inside.
I don't think that's going to be coming back.
That's not gonna be coming back now.
No.
But actually, didn't we talk about it like the first night I was in Tokyo?
Mm-hmm.
Like they actually banned like in Japan, they banned smoking in bars,
Okay.
and then they banned smoking outside of the bars. And then there was like a public, like,
Outcry.
where do we smoke?
So now you can smoke in bars.
Now you can smoke in bars.
At least keep them in the bars, not outside.
Man, this is like something because many years back I went with my ex. We went to Panama,
Yeah.
and the flight there, it was like quite long, and plus it wait in the airport and stuff, right? And she comes there. It's like, need to smoke. Step out.
Yeah.
You can't smoke here. And she was like, oh, I can't smoke here. Should I go like across the parking lot there, like at the? No, you can smoke here. Like, yeah, but they're in the street. No, you can't in that park. No, Panama is a smoke-free country.
Oh,
It was a shock because we didn't know.
wow.
And we're like, then where do you smoke? Oh, and they have, I don't know nowadays if it has changed, but they have this like very specific, in this place you can smoke.
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
a tiny corner, only here.
It's the same thing in Japan.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What about in your own home?
Oh, your own home, you probably can do whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So just to clarify, in Tokyo, so it's not in every city because in Fukushima you can smoke outside, Osaka you can smoke outside, but in Tokyo because there's so many tourists there, so they try to get rid of people just like irresponsibly smoking. So the general rule in Japan is you don't smoke while you're walking. You will smoke.
so you don't throw kind of like.
Yeah. So and you don't burn people because it's so crowded. When you're walking, you're gonna burn somebody. So you go to like the busy area like or whatever, and you see like smoking boxes there or like smoking areas.
It's from
Yeah.
like dark gray.
Yeah.
Well,
That tripped me out.
that reminds me of the smoking areas here in Finland.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You go to a bar.
Fat lady, remember Fat Lady?
Not,
Had a smoke.
it's not the happiest place on earth.
You don't even need a cigarette to go in there. You might as well just go in there and like inhale whatever's.
But you have to remember, Japanese are like Finnish people. Also, like they don't really socialize. They go in there,
Yeah.
they suck it, and then they leave.
Yeah.
Like they're like going home, whatever. But what was I gonna say about smoking? Vittu satana. Smoking in bars, smoking in bars,
Smoking in bars, smoking outside, we're in Japan, burning people while they're walking.
Smoking.
The rule in Tokyo was you can't smoke while you walk, but
smoke.
It's gone.
Oh, that's
you can
doesn't
smoke in a brothel.
No.
So did you guys visit any suspicious places?
Hey! I plead the fifth.
No, because the only reason I'm asking is I've read online, for example, that you can date a girlfriend and not date,
So-
like rent a boyfriend, rent a girlfriend thing. Is that a real thing?
So here's the thing, like in Japan, like you'll see in like the red light district, these girls holding the signs up, and it'll be like 3,000 yen for an hour, 6,000 yen for an hour. Some of them, I can't remember the Japanese word for it because I looked at them. The girls that just want company. So like you rent them basically to sit down with you and to have a drink.
Yeah.
Some of them might do other stuff, but some of them might not. Yeah. But the thing in Japan is that the thing is that you always look up.
Yeah.
So there's like buildings that are 10, 12 stories up. And one time, like me and Kimo, we're trying to find some other Finnish friends, and they played a joke on us. So like, oh, we're at this bar.
Yeah.
And we came in, we opened it up. So they have theme hostess bar too. So like think about Japanese like anime or cosplay. So we walked in there, and the whole bar was pink.
Yeah.
And they all had like pink mini skirts on and like pink puffy dresses on and like heavy makeup. And I walked in and I was like, I said, Kimo, let's go. I was like, no. But if you want a Sailor Moon theme, every fantasy fetish cosplay bar, you can find it in Japan.
I find it very interesting because I see this in my city, right? My city in all Mexico it has the stereotype of being quite conservative. Everything's like very Catholic, but then you have casinos and motels everywhere. Like motels in Mexico, people you go to fuck there basically.
Yeah.
So you have these kind of like, very Catholic, very conservative, but all these kind of things happen still. Kind of just
the more freaky they
everyone
are.
knows about it, right?
Yeah.
And I think Japan has a bit of that, right?
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
like very
Just
educated.
such a conservative
Everything works, but
Yeah,
then
when
there's a
they
bit
go
of darker
crazy,
side.
they go crazy.
Yeah. But, there was like a big thing. Well, that was one because like solidizing and prostitution is illegal in Japan.
Yeah.
But you can just imagine what goes on because we saw a lot of those girls. Like mainly they are like just asking money for they're gonna have a good time with you, keep you company because there's lots of these
Lonely people.
salarymans.
Saturday,
Yeah,
yeah. They were company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the same goes with gambling
Yeah.
in Japan because gambling is illegal in Japan, like no gambling at all. But they still have like shitloads of like
Yeah.
pachinko.
Pachico, like
Underground
slot
casinos.
machines. Yeah.
Well, it's not even underground because it's
No, it's right
all-
there.
It's
No,
right there.
It's like a
There's
gray area
six
kind of
store,
thing.
six
Yeah.
Six stories of this.
of
but
gambling.
the only prizes you can win are like stuffed animals and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Mm.
But then they're gonna have like around the corner. There's a guy who's gonna buy back your stuff.
Exactly. That's how.
that's the guy.
And
Exactly.
It's all there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they just turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
They're, like
Yeah,
it's so open
Yeah.
that they're going around it,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Let me sell you a straw instead of the thing in the store kind of thing. Yeah, but again, I like Japan works as a very like so on multiple levels. There's been discussions about learning a lot from Japan. Japan is also suffering from an aging population.
Yep.
It's a very technological front country. There's
Yeah.
a lot of similarities in like the Japanese demographic kind of like direction to Finland, even though it's at a much smaller scale. So as a country, it's very interesting to see, and then as countries that have interest between each other, right? And Japan holds like the profile of the skills that Finland wants.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to understand why Finland just hasn't said, let's just get a lot more, like Japanese people over here. But again, Japanese people also want to stay home. You don't see a lot of Japanese people. Well, you see a lot of Japanese people in the world, but
Yeah.
can you attract Japanese people to work in Finland or vice versa? What do you think?
They would hate the food here.
That would be the first thing.
They would go to sushi buffet and they're like, yeah.
I think that they're like the most of Japanese. They like to travel.
Yeah.
And Finland is really exciting, like Lapland, like stuff like that. They're really excited about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think they really don't like to move.
Yeah.
They have to travel.
Actually go to live somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had a ex-girlfriend that would say otherwise. But
We want to talk more about that.
That's the bad side of Japan.
No, but also the other thing is like, imagine the amount of stimulation that you experienced in the time that you were
Stimulation.
there, in terms of like, oh, there's that and that and that and that
Oh
and
my
that and
God.
that, and you live through that the whole time, and then you come to Finland, it's like Zen.
Yeah.
No means, no background music at all. This is calm.
Yeah.
A lot of maybe that might not be the most like
Actually,
attractive thing.
But
You
that's
know-
also like people in Tokyo, right? I think there's also a lot of like places in Japan that are not as crazy.
Oh, of course.
You go,
Yeah.
like,
That's just
outside of the
like I said, we went to
capital city.
Fukushima. Everything was like nice and quiet. Like it was like, Tokyo is a whole nother monster.
But actually, like I think what I read, like in Tokyo, well, obviously we didn't go there,
Yeah.
but there's like places in Tokyo, like parks and like which are really secluded that you can go there and
Meditate.
have a peace of
Yeah.
mind and
Yeah.
silence.
Yeah. They have shrines everywhere, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
What's the main religion in Japan?
Shinto
Shinto, yeah.
Shinto.
Buddhism. Yeah, it's like a form of Buddhism also.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember some like Japanese tourists. When I worked in a Cafe Pistola, we partner up with Japanese like tourism, and during the summertime, I think to this day still, like Japanese tourists, they love to go to Cafe Pistola. 'Cause like I said to them, like if you do something unique and different, they will fucking
They will
come
come
to it.
there.
They will come to it. Yeah.
I can't wait to go to Japan just so that I can go in a bar and be like, my name is Takura.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Yes, Takura.
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 Takana. Takura.
Yeah, man. Next trip.
Yeah, it's funny. I was telling our new Japanese friends there that I live next to a building, it's a taco, Tako. So in Japan, taco is octopus.
Yeah.
So when I first moved here, I was like, "Is that an octopus farm?"
Yeah, man.
Oh, of course it is.
I was just saying that it sounds like you guys had an awesome trip. to Japan, and you guys are back now. My favorite thing that I find here in Finland that is Japanese is the whiskey, right? And you know, Japanese whiskey is now starting to compete with your Irish whiskeys and your British whiskeys and stuff. I was looking over there, and I'm like, probably soon there's going to be a few Japanese whiskeys over there, right? Huh?
Might be.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to a brewery, Nika
Okay.
Brewery, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Nika. They also got black Nika also.
I know.
That's a true story.
I was, I was waiting for those ones. Like, so we bought a bottle of black Nika, and then we put it in the bar, and then it didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, the Japanese, like I said, everything the Japanese do, they just like, they take pride in everything, you know. Yeah, we're talking about like, you know, we're talking about like the tourist areas, like even the tourist areas, they take pride in the food because the city is so big.
Yeah.
Even the tourist areas, the locals have to eat there.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, so there's no such thing as like tourist food, you know, unless you're near the shrines, and yeah, that might be more like tourist food. But as far as the restaurants, even the chain restaurants, like I haven't posted like 70% of the food that I've eaten, but I'll show you guys because, you know, like me when I eat, because, you know, we talked about like, you know, Japan's about like Mexico. You can eat the cheapest you want or the most expensive you want. There's everything in between, and everything in between is just as good. You know, like where most countries you go, you know, the perception is the lower price food is kind of the shittier, kind of like low quality. But even Japan, the cheaper, low quality is still delicious.
I think
that was amazing.
What's crazy there in Japan, like I've never been to, but I've seen a lot of documentaries and stuff. And for example, I think they just choose one thing and they do that properly.
Yeah.
I saw some documentary of some guy. He was making, you know, these chicken skewers, chicken and pork, I think, and he was making them on coal. He was like, "Yeah, I've made these for 40 years."
Yeah.
But they have to be perfect, and the timing and this very slow, very calm, but very putting all the time to perfect something.
The only problem I have with those like specialty kind of Japanese restaurants is that because of social media, there's always like an hour, 2 hour wait for it, and I cannot wait for.
Yeah.
I cannot stay in the line for like Kimo want to try that soba. This specialized soba. This restaurant's been there for 150 years or over 100 years. And like, you know, Kimo's, hey, let's go wait in line. Like, I'm not going to wait in line for food. No, I don't care. I don't care if it's made by fucking virgins.
I guess for me it depends if you have time, right?
Yeah.
Because in Berlin I've waited an hour for the Germany's best kebab. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. It was good. It was good, but not that good.
Yeah, see?
But my point is, like, if you have time, like I was living there, right?
It's not even time. It's just patience. I don't know. I don't have patience. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't do it.
I'm just way too impatient for. I'm not a foodie. You guys already know this. So the fact that I have to wait a whole hour as well, like unless I have like a snack in my pockets and we're having drinks while we wait, nah. Yeah.
Well, the thing in Japan is that, okay, so like, there used to be a 1-star Michelin ramen restaurant. It's not. They lost a star, but it used to be like an hour, 2 hour wait. But then like I read reviews where, you know what? Yeah, so 1-star Michelin restaurant, whatever, you know, you're gonna wait, you're gonna pay, you know, like 2,000 yen, like, you know, whatever, like $18-20. Across the street, there'll be one that's like 9 out of 10 for a third of the price, and there's no wait. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
yeah, when you put it like that, then that makes sense.
Yeah. In Japan, like literally, if you wait for something, you look across the street, there's another restaurant that's comparable for like less money and less wait time. So I'm like, not worth it.
Yeah, and actually, like what I made a point of, like most of the restaurants are really small.
Yeah.
Like even like this would be a big restaurant.
Oh, this is huge. This would be like a chain restaurant here.
Yeah, in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Like most of the places are really small.
True.
So there's like, but then there is like on the same street, there's gonna be like 20 restaurants.
Yeah.
If the one is busy, just
Go
pick the next one.
But here, then I have a question about that. Then you as restaurateurs, you probably know better. Like, what's the situation with that? Because you talk about a lot of bars and restaurants having 7-8 seats. How can they manage? Is it just that the costs are way cheaper? Like, is it the labor cost is cheaper, or the rents are cheaper, or what's the
turnover is cheaper? So Japan ramen is known as fast food. You go in there 7 to 10 minutes is all all you should take that booth. Because you remember when we took it to Nagi,
Yeah.
the one upstairs. The guy was sitting waiting for us.
Yeah. He was like,
Yeah.
get out already.
Yeah. So they're like that's why the Japanese they slurp to cool down. Boom, boom, boom. You eat it 7 to 10 minutes max. We had a beer, so we had to finish our beer, and the guy was already like, finish your beer.
Yeah,
So-
and the small bars, like that's one of the reasons I don't think that it would really take off in Finland.
Yeah.
But the really small bars in Golden Guy, they almost all of them they have a cover charge.
Yes. Also.
Like-
yeah.
You have to pay like 1,000 or 2,000 yen.
Yeah.
Just to
Just to get in.
Get
Yeah.
in, get
So
a seat.
1,000 yen is about 6.5 euros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like 10 euros.
So
about,
that's how they make the money also. Yeah.
And that's all also to cover like for the because
Basic
let's
cost.
face it, there are really many tourists in that particular area.
Yeah.
But they like that's all for almost also for like people who stay there for an hour, maybe drink only one drink.
Yeah.
So
Except for us, we're assholes. We stay there for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the locals come in, they're like,
Yeah.
"No, you gotta
we're
leave."
just gonna stay for an hour and drink 10 drinks.
Exactly. That's good. Like, as a business model, if you think about it, if you had a bar that sat 15, you had a cover charge of 10 euros, and you had a maximum time of like 2 hours to sit there.
Yeah.
And you know that in that 2 hours, the person's going to have 2 or 3 drinks and going to get the fuck out. And then
Yeah,
the next person's going to fill in.
Yeah, then it makes sense. Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but don't you think that, like, because then I have another question, right?
Yeah.
In Mexico, if I go out with my family, with my friends, if I go to a restaurant, I'll sit 2, 3 hours, 4 hours. You know, have a meal, and then you have a few drinks, have a coffee, maybe have the dessert,
Well, then
have more drinks.
So that's the difference. So that
No, but that's cultural thing, right?
Yeah.
But here in Finland, when I've gone out with people, especially if it's Finnish people, we go out. It will be an hour tops. Go
Yeah.
out, eat. It's done. Get me the bill. Get the fuck out.
yeah.
So why wouldn't that work here? Wouldn't that be a concept that might stick here? Like, hey, come over, eat quick, bam, pay, cheap price, but you come, eat quick, get out.
Yeah.
Don't you think that would be something to put on the,
Eat or
on the
drink
notes
though?
there?
No, because for drinking, I agree. But Japan, like izakaya is literally like eat and drink bar, where you can stay there for 2-3 hours because you're eating and drinking.
I get it, but for
But the
example,
bar
for
is
this,
so
like,
small.
for a lunch place, it's like
Okay.
you get 15 minutes kind of thing. You just bam, eat out. Don't you think that would be?
I don't think Finnish people like to be pushed that fast out. But I think that a limit, I don't know, was it you who was explaining that thing that, like, let's say you were to pay a cover charge and then you buy, let's say you have a minimum 2 or 3 drink during that period. If you were to stay longer, if I'm not going to ask you to pay another cover charge, then I expect you to have a certain amount of drinks, but it also comes with some finger food and some snacks.
Yeah.
What was that also in Japan?
Yes,
or
it
where
is.
was that?
Yeah. So if you go to a bar and that's when you get
Yeah.
cover charge. They give you snacks all the time. Yeah, like chips, whatever, like cut vegetables, like
Yeah.
they have small bites.
Yeah.
So you get like bar food with that cover charge.
Yeah.
So
But 15 minutes in Finland, like, yo, eat your noodles. Go on.
But
out.
I think for the most part, like I said, for Aloha Ramen at least, because we know that the restaurant is so small, like 25, 27 seats. Like people, again, like you on your lunchtime, you have like an hour. Some people have 30 minutes. Some people have 45 minutes. So they're pretty good with eating and leaving because our
That's what I mean.
flip rate at Aloha is pretty good.
Yeah.
We do a lot of turns for that little restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
But if you talk about other restaurants, I don't know.
Yeah, because but that's only during lunchtime. What about dinner?
Oh, probably it's the amount of people, right? That you don't get that turnover the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
well,
I mean,
I-
lunchtime is like you're pressed at work. You don't even need to put the
Well,
time.
I think lunchtime because lunchtime, there'll be people eating and then there'll be a line.
Yeah,
So I think
okay.
Finns have that common sense where if there's a line, then I should just stay here and like, hey, so how was your day today? After you're done eating, you're like,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
I think it's just common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, working in the public sector, I would say that because we have a 30-minute lunch break.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is like a thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not that strict, so you can.
How often have you have 30 minutes?
No, I think that the good thing. Let me let me just say it like this, without burning. But basically, is that so you have guaranteed 30-minute lunch break that you have to be away from the office. And then but you can be flexible with your hours and how you work, right? So I think the maximum that you can kind of like flexibly without a problem take is like 45 minutes to an hour. So essentially lunch breaks are kind of like a guaranteed maximum 1 hour thing.
Yeah.
But because the lunch always happens around the same time in Finland, like it's around 11:30, most people are going out looking for lunch at that time. No one is going to start their lunch. Well, maybe TK. And some people like TK is going to start looking for lunch maybe at 12:30, at 1:30. It doesn't happen as often. So that's why I was so interested in what that turnover is like in terms of like the local population. Because if you don't have that diversity in a particular location where you have this kind of like rotating lunchtime, you know, but if that's happening already for you, so
it's
you know,
turnover. We don't have a problem with that. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings?
Nah, I'm playing.
Juuso, what was the favorite thing you ate in Japan?
I think I have to say it was ramen.
Oh, the ramen, right?
I don't know which one of those. But
Exactly. There's so many different types of ramen. Every ramen was different.
Yeah, but they were all good.
They were all good.
Yeah. Everything was good.
Yeah. What was the worst thing you had? Octopus.
Taco. It's not that it's not good, but it's so like different.
Yeah.
Texture is like
I saw those tacos. I was salivating. I have to say, they look so real, like Mexican.
What? Taco? We're talking about octopus.
Oh, they
Taco.
taco.
Yeah, taco. Yeah,
that I get.
Taco.
Yeah, in Japanese, taco means octopus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like, you know, oh my God, my Japanese friends are going to hate me for this. I think that, Western, especially the Greek, they do octopus better. It's more tender. Yeah, I think, yeah. They're real tender. Even like, you know, if you go to like a French or something restaurant, you know, you're supposed to like cook it really slow. But in even some restaurants, they pound the hell out of octopus because the meat is so tight. You have to tenderize it, you know. And if it's like 1 degree overcooked, it's done. Yeah.
In Mexico, they cook it but long time. And,
Yeah.
it's slow and
Yeah.
on its own ink. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing? Was it that or something else?
I think that much. If it wasn't that,
That's
then I don't want to know what it was.
But was it live octopus that you guys had? Because
No,
sometimes
it was
they
cooked.
do
It was cooked.
It was
Good,
cooked.
yeah.
Alright.
But you had snail. Do you know that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
like
snail.
sea snail.
Yeah. Like slice, like
Yeah,
sea
but
snail.
that was actually quite good.
Oh wow.
I like the
Hey.
sea snail.
Oh, neat.
I like the texture.
Yeah. But this is cut real thin, and then it tastes pretty good. To me, I liked it.
Was
We-
it a sushi or?
Yeah, it's a sushi restaurant. Yeah.
We
Omakase.
didn't get to try the chicken sashimi. That might have been like no go for me.
I tried it. It was
Yeah.
fucking delicious. Chicken sashimi. I joke around chicken sashimi. Actually, I had chicken sashimi, but it's so they sear it and they sous vide it. So it's like medium rare, but it's delicious. And it's not like, you know,
That's great.
And it's the very specific variety, right?
Yeah.
They graze
Yeah.
it just for that purpose.
yeah, it's very specific. Yeah. So it's not like something you buy at the market.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can't go to a supermarket in Finland and
No,
buy some
no,
chicken and
no.
have chicken sashimi, like half raw chicken. Like, oh,
Yeah, no, you're gonna hurt yourself.
yeah,
you'd be on a toilet for a long time.
but yeah, that might have been like one thing that I would have drawn the line at. But
Yeah. The last restaurant we went to, the guy invited us the next day for he had a special chicken sashimi dinner.
Yeah.
And I saw it on Instagram. I mean, they had like almost like raw liver and hearts, just barely seared, but everything is like I said, like from one specific chicken. So
Yeah.
it's like yeah. Farm raised. Yeah.
I will try anything, but I must say, like those chicken heart and stuff, I can eat it, but not a fan. A bit
Gizzards.
too much.
Chicken gizzards.
I can have them, but it's not something I would order.
Yeah.
You know, or I cook myself. If you
Yeah,
serve it
yeah.
at your place and you're, hey,
Come try
yeah,
it.
I'll have it, but
Yeah.
no.
There used to be a restaurant in Windhoek that we used to frequent. They used to serve chicken livers and garlic bread, like garlic, like flatbread. Mm-hmm. Actually, very nice. And then they would chop up like chicken heart and chicken gizzards and stuff and put that in the same mix. But I completely understand. It's not one of those things that I had to kind of like learn into it and stuff. And you have to have somebody who really knows how to make it.
Yeah.
Make it.
Oh my God! I mean, in Finland, reindeer liver, I love it.
Yeah.
Reindeer liver and onions.
Yeah, it's the onions that does it right for the liver, though. Any kind of liver with like good, like a nice,
Nice, yeah. Caramelized onions. Yeah.
Reindeer tongue.
Never tried it.
The tongue
Very
part.
expensive, but it's very good.
Yeah.
Alrighty then, gentlemen.
Any last words? Are we
Yes.
good?
Any last words?
One comment we're talking about, just there's a lot of dust.
There's a lot of dust
That
in the
season
city.
where there's dust everywhere, man. I have to clean the house so often.
Right.
It's that season where they have kind of removed the rocks from the street, but not quite.
But not really.
You walk outside and you're like, every 2 minutes.
Oh,
and
you're talking about outside dust. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, the dust on the streets. Yeah.
Okay. Talking about the dust in the bathroom.
But actually, like, I would have liked to have been to Tokyo like a couple of months earlier
The dust.
to see if they have
the same
because
dust.
like
Oh,
it
okay.
was so
True.
clean. It was
That's
so
true.
clean everywhere that I don't believe that they have the same problems.
Yeah, I don't either.
But they must get snow in Tokyo also. Like,
Yeah. This year they had snow.
yeah,
Yeah. We missed it by like 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a one day where there's like light snow, but then it melted. So
but they don't have to like put the salt on the street and like
Because I think the rocks is a problem.
yeah.
They throw the rocks and then it dries and then it's like
yeah,
Yeah, and all the cars, like all the small rocks, they
Cracks up cars.
grind it to a dust and
yeah. Finished problems.
Finish.
I mean, it's first world problems, but,
Yeah.
but it is a problem.
Yeah, all right. No, this is beautiful, gentlemen. Thank you so much to Old Mates. Thank you so much to
Thank you,
Iko.
Juuso.
Thank you, Juuso. It's been amazing. Thank you for the great food. Come and visit Old Mates.
I'm here. I'm watching here at the screen. There's a
Yeah.
lot of gigs and happenings. Is there somewhere where we can follow if we want to see what's happening?
yeah, you can follow Old Mates on Instagram and also on Facebook. You can find it. I think the handle is like Old Mates Tre.
Okay. Look for it. Check the gigs. Check what's happening. The lunches, and just come here.
Yeah. Come and have the all day breakfast. And as soon as you do that, also follow us on Unfinished Pod
Oh yes.
on Instagram. Follow us on all our social medias. Click like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Thank you for visiting.
Unfinishedpodcast.com.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate your feedback, so keep them coming.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And thank you guys for coming.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
See you in Japan in September,
Yeah.
October, right? October.
Oh, nice.
I'll start saving up. I want to join.
Me too, man. I think we need to put a kitty up so we can save some cash so we can join on these lovely trips. Yeah.
All right, guys. See ya.
See you. Peace.
Me.
Bro, Osaka, they have the World's Fair in Osaka this year. Hello. We have here the chef from Old Mates. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Mikko. I have been here cooking for last 3 years
3 years? Yeah.
Yeah. since we opened 21.
Okay. So
Actually,
is this menu your menu?
actually, we make it together.
Together? Yeah. Of course.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
We have two other old mates at
Okay.
Turku and Levi also. So.
Nice. What was the inspiration for the fried fish and the hot dog? Because I think that's a brilliant idea. Like a
That's something that caught our eye right away.
yeah.
We try to do something like really fluffy and generous food, like hot dog and fish and chips together, without the chips, but
Yeah. It's like a fish sandwich, like one of the best
Yeah.
fish sandwich I ever had. It's so good.
actually worked pretty good.
Yeah. And then the pie
Yeah.
that tasted a lamb in there also.
There is actually game meat and reindeer meat mixed together with
Okay.
the parmesan, mashed
Okay.
potato. with the cranberries and pickles. It's really nice. Traditional Finnish combination of flavors.
But still kind of British, like meat pie.
Yeah.
You know, so
like a shepherd's pie.
yeah.
I think that's a very nice. We have talked before about the fusion that it doesn't always work, but I think in this case it really does. It's a very nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And of course, all day breakfast. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. You have to keep that on the menu.
Yeah. What was the kind of sausage that you use for there?
It's bratwurst.
Bratwurst. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
The German one.
Yeah. Definitely. And then of course there's a debate with the beans. Some like it sweet, some like it with tomato. This guy like prefers sweet.
I don't like the sweets that much, so I think this was really nice.
Yeah. But I like the tomato, so
Thank you.
that's always a debatable thing. So would you say your food sales here is, because I know it's like mostly a bar, but with your food, what percentage do you think would be like the food here that the people
It
are
depends. If we have an ice hockey match at the neighborhood,
eating?
it's totally selling good.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we have lunch also on the
Okay.
weekdays from 11 to 2 o'clock.
You have lunch specials, daily
We
lunch
have
specials.
one meat course, one vegetarian course all day, every day, changing
Okay,
every
that's
day.
good.
And
Yeah,
week's
yeah.
pasta and week's burger
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. Good. So you open every day of the week, 7 days a week for lunch and dinner?
Actually, weekdays from Monday till Friday, we open at 11
Okay.
for a lunch.
Okay.
And then we are open until 10 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
I actually had no clue you opened for lunch, so I think
Yeah,
that's,
me
that's
neither.
something nice to mention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come and try it.
Yeah.
I will.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, as you can tell, we got a pretty busy restaurant, Miko, so I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.